Hey, everybody, man, I got a lady. I didn't sleep last night thinking about this coming on and to do this interview with me. I'm super excited. She is the national, probably international president of one of the most well-recognized, well-run organizations on mentorship, in particular with women across America. This is what I'm doing. I'm Anthony Brogdon. I'm doing it. I got a movie coming out, but I'm doing it because I believe mentorship is the answer. And I want to promote mentorship organizations so that if you are not a mentor and you want to become one, look her organization up. And also, if you need a mentor for your son or daughter, and your daughter, I'm sure in particular, look her organizations up, because we need to strengthen our community and collectively raise some of the younger people whose parents need help. I'll leave it at that. So with that said, without further ado, I want her to introduce herself. I'm telling you, I'm tripping that she's come on with me. Introduce yourself. Let's get it on. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, and Anthony, thank you for that warm introduction. My name is Elizabeth Jones, and I am the current national president of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated. We're here today to talk about mentoring, and mentoring is the core of the work that is conducted at the National Coalition of 100 Black Women organization. And it's the very reason why we exist, to provide youth with resources and tools to help them build character, confidence, and to help them achieve academic success, to also gain leadership skills, learn conflict resolution strategies, and to help the youth discover their voices. We have been doing this work for over 40 years. The organization was incorporated in 1981. Our first national president was Jewel Jackson McCabe. Our education initiatives are mentoring and STEAM. And again, I just cannot impress enough of how mentoring young people is at the core foundation of everything that we do in our organization. We have 62 chapters that are spread across the United States and 26 states and in the District of Columbia that have mentoring programs. And as a matter of fact, mentoring programs is a requirement for each of the chapters. So that is one of the major aims, again, for NCBW. We do our work by partnering with schools and other nonprofit organizations, and along with the parents. I can't give enough applause to the parents. We want the parents to be involved along with us as we do our mentoring and engage with the youth, because we're not a replacement for the parents. We're a partner with the parents to help chart the course for their children, the students, to be able to be successful as they move forward into the future. We focus our goals on youth achievement, specifically in the areas of, we want to foster a positive self-perception, self-respect, and we want to encourage excellence in education and promote the pursuit of lifelong goals. We want to create future leaders. Now, NCBW is a women's volunteer advocacy organization. So we focus on mentoring Black women and girls. We look to mentor specifically youth in the grades from 6 to 12, 6th grade to the 12th grade. Okay. Although we do mentoring after that, and then we do have programming that we also focus to Black women in our communities that we reside. Our men in the areas of health, education, and economic empowerment.
let me ask you a
Okay,
question.
go ahead.
When you do this, I mean, most of the kids raised by single mothers. So, or do you look for kids raised by single fathers, or how does that dynamic work?
Our children usually are identified through our partners. And largely our chapters have relationships to where children naturally gravitate: the school system, after school programs, other nonprofit organizations. So no, we don't look for just a child that meets a certain parameter. No, it could be a single father, it could be a single mother, and unfortunately, we're looking at youth they're being raised by their grandparents, aunts and uncles.
Oh, I see. I see. How does it feel to be a mentor?
It feels great. It for me, and I can speak, personally for myself, and that's one of the reasons why I joined this great organization. It's because I want to help others that are coming behind me in their path, in their journey in life. I want to be able to give back. And when you have a young girl who 4 or 5 years later comes back to you and communicates to you how important what you may think that was very insignificant 4 or 5 years ago, but it wasn't insignificant in their life, and how that helped them to be able to make another step or to make a great decision. It just feels good.
What has one of the mentees said something to you that made you cry?
Well, I won't say I actually had tears, but it really touched my heart. I had one of our high school mentees, and she shared with me that she was sorry that she met me so late in her life and in her journey, because she felt that had I been there earlier, that she would have made better decisions in her life. And she wanted to know if I would be willing to mentor her as she was going to college. And she wanted to know if I would be willing to mentor her and stay in her life as she continued that new journey that she was taking on.
What do you do as in the coalition, and maybe personally as a mentor? Do you all have the kids come to you? You go to the schools? Is it one-on-one? Is it group mentoring? What's the dynamic?
We do both models. We do one-on-one and we do group mentoring, but most of the chapters really like to engage in the group mentoring because you're able to reach a greater number of youth.
When you mentor somebody, what do you say to them? I know I mean, not just one sentence, but what's kind of the dialogue that you have?
You introduce yourself.
Right.
It just starts with a simple introduction of who you are. You give some information about the organization. That's pertinent at that time, but it will become more pertinent down the road as they get to know who you are and they get to interact with not only yourself, the other women that are in the organization, and then our other partners. But you just start with a simple introduction, and you get to know the child one-on-one. What I stress, particularly, with my chapter, I can speak for my chapter locally that I've actually done the work and with our members, is that you don't go in with any preconceived conceptions. You have to meet that child right where they're at, and then you move forward from there. So what you're doing is you're building a relationship through your dialogue, and then you will continue to build on that where you start to build trust with sharing and etc. But you meet that child right where they are.
What's the dynamic between, and again, I guess I asked this because of the mother, usually the who is the parent or guardian or something like that. What's the dynamic between a mentor from your organization and the parent? Is there some relationship of some sort in that regard?
Oh, sure there is.
Okay.
we want the parent, the guardian to be involved and to sanction their child's involvement in our programming. And that's required. We need to have their buy-in for this to be a successful partnership. So the partnership is not only with the child, it's with the child, parent, and or guardian.
If you in the grandiose terms, how many would you all like more members to be a part of the organization? Is there recruitment drives because you have so many kids and need more mentors?
Oh, we could always utilize more mentors. There is more need than we're able to meet at any given time. And if anyone is interested in becoming a member of the National Coalition, they can go to our website, which is ncbw.org, ncbw.org. And there you will find a chapter locator that will be able to place you with a local chapter that is close to you in your community.
As I mentioned to you earlier, my mom was a member of the organization, and you know, this is my mom, so she was extremely dynamic. You all bring dynamic women to the lives of people, and so you expose them to these women who are, for lack of a better word, let's say heavy hitters, that can encourage them to be heavy hitters themselves.
I would say that yes, NCBW women are dynamic. They're leaders in their communities. We have doctors, lawyers, social workers, CEOs, small business entrepreneurs, you name it, we have it.
Yes.
So if you're unable to manipulate through the chapter locator, I would advise that you just shoot us an email. And the National Third Vice President of Membership and Chapter Development will reach out to you one-on-one, and then we will help you find a chapter that is close proximity to you. And I would also like to say that if you find yourself in an area that you do not have a NCBW chapter, we are always looking to develop new chapters in cities across the country.
Lastly, is there a motto for the organization, you know, a slogan or something like that that you all say?
NCBW strong, exceeding beyond excellence.
There you go. I love it. We're going to hope, and I pray, that this video gets more women involved in your organization, and that you all continue, as you have over these last 4 decades and growing, to continue improving the lives of strangers. They strangers, and making them better. And then you'll hear, as you have already heard, many more of those comments from strangers telling you how you made them a better person. I thank you so very much for doing this with me. Go National Coalition of 100 Black Women.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so very much.
All right. Bye-bye.